Welcome to Tatsunari. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, I think we could shuffle away for some card advantage, but I like this. We got 3 lands, we got a little bit of Voltron, and we have Utopia. Yeah, I like this. And we've got Cyclonic Rift, so yes, we'll keep on this one. And we're playing against Isshin. 2 heavens as 1. Yes, I did remember. So let's go ahead and lead off with, we're going to lead off with Polluted Delta. Let's go and grab ourselves a black-blue source. That way I don't forget to crack it on our opponent's turn. And we'll have that come into play. Actually, we'll just grab a Triome. That'll work out perfectly. And then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. But yes, welcome to some Tatsunari, some Sultai Frog. I'm very excited. We're playing Tatsunari, Toad Rider. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature named Kimi, create Kimi, a legendary 33 black and green frog creature token with. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Then for a 2-mana activation, Tatsunari and target frog you control can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Oh, there we go. We have an enabler. We have Whip Silk. So let's go and lead off with Woodland Cemetery. I think that sounds good. And then anything else, pass the turn to our opponent. Playing against Isshin, 2 heavens is 1. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time, which is kind of like Panharmonicon for the combat step. And oh man, that's talk about a cool commander. I typically don't dip into Mardu. I build a commander if it's Mardu, but sometimes there's a commander that's, looks like a lot of fun. And that is definitely Isshin. So I do have a build of Isshin. I haven't recorded with it yet, so hopefully today we'll see how it goes, if I can get a game with that. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm definitely very excited about that commander. So, all right, so opponent's going to go for Night's Whisper. And then let's go and lead off with Scalding. You know, we could go for Utopia if we wanted to. We might be running into some spot removal from our opponent, but I think at this point, I'm actually pretty cool with getting down Tatsunari. So let's go and crack Scalding Tarn. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a... yeah, I think that'll work. Let's grab ourselves a black-blue source. Let's grab Underground Sea. Let's go for Tatsunari. Let's get Tatsunari onto the battlefield. There we go. And then anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/JoltMTG, that will apply my affiliate link that'll allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time. So if you do use that link, much obliged. I certainly appreciate it. Let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt for 10% off of your order. Let's give a quick shout out to, I think we said MTGOTraders. If I didn't say MTGOTraders, check them out for online commander. And last but not least, I started a Patreon, so if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home on your frog as we cruise the streets of Kamigawa, well, let me tell you something, it's officially free time, so let's have some fun. So what we might end up doing, I think on this one, so we do have Imprisoned in the Moon, and that is going to completely shut down their commander, and I think I'm actually okay with that. So let's lead off with Forest, because I think we can set up a Whip Silk too. So let's go Imprisoned in the Moon on Isshin. Yeah, I like this. All right, so we're going to get that. We're going to keep me onto the battlefield. And what we're trying to figure out which one we want to end up building. I think we'll end up kind of going more Voltron onto Tatsunari. I think that sounds like a better plan. So let's go Aqueous Form on Tatsunari. Let's add blue off of Triome. And let's get that drain going. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm digging this. This Aristocrat Enchantress. That's... I love it. All right, so let's go and swing in. Can't be blocked. Swing it in for 3, and then I forget now. We get the Scry and Scurry for 1. So let's Doomwake Giant. I think we're kind of looking for a little bit more of an enabler piece. So let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. And then anything else, swing it for 3, drop them down to 30. And then that'll be 30, not 30. That'd be pretty nice if it was 30. But that'll be 3 total commander damage. But yes, with the deck, this is... I'm trying to see, and actually our opponent said something in the chat. They said, hi, good luck, and I'm responding after we went for Imprisoned in the Moon on their commander, so same to you. But yes, with Tatsunari, when Kamigawa released, you know, when Innistrad releases, you're always on the lookout for a legendary frog. You know, we've had some good ones over the years, and so whenever they released a legendary frog human, with Tatsunari, I was very, very pleasantly surprised, because if you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen my videos, or if you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, I love building Frog Voltron. It's a lot of fun to do that, and try to stick as much enchantments onto a frog as possible and just have this huge threat. And so it makes for a lot of fun. And so whenever they release this, and so whenever it releases Commander, it was just one of those like, all right, yes, all right. I don't have a Sultai Frog Enchantress deck, so let's go for it. And then it also clears up the spot for us to have Gitrog and Grolnok in the same deck, which is a lot of fun. So, all right, opponent's going to go for Grim Tutor. Let's see if they end up searching some sort of either board wipe or spot removal for us, or finding some sort of way to get Isshin out of the moon right now. I know if you came to this video and you're hoping for some Isshin action, being imprisoned in the moon was probably not it, but hey, this is what this deck's trying to do. Now, as far as the actual build of this deck, I think I didn't get an actual count on it, but we are running an just insane amount of enchantments in here, a lot. All right, so we've got Eutropia. Yeah, let's go and go Eutropia. I kind of like that. So we're going to get her down. Tap down Woodland Cemetery. And yeah, I like that. So we get down Eutropia. Let's go ahead and go for Whip Silk onto Tatsunari. Yeah, let's do that, because that's going to be a +1 counter. Not plus, well, it'll be a +1 counter when it enters the battlefield, but it'll be a life drain. Let's go and put the +1 counter onto Tatsunari. And it gains flying. I love it. And let's go ahead and shock in Overgrown Tomb. We're going to pay 2 on this one. That way, if we can bring Whip Silk back to the hand. So let's go and swing in for 7. Oh, look at this. This is just beautiful. All right, swinging across for 7. We're going to get the Scry and the Scurry for 1. Let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. And then swinging in for 7. Our opponent said that they watched my channel, so there we go. I'm glad we're getting a video in, or a game in. That's a lot of fun. And then, yeah, anything else will pass the turn. So we're not going to yield. So we do have Whip Silk. And this is one thing that I do want to talk about if you're thinking about building Tatsunari, is running cards like Whip Silk, because it gives you a chance to just go for a lot of enabling in a turn. And so one of the things that it does is, we have Eutropia on the battlefield. Let's say we have a card draw Enchantress piece on the battlefield. For 2 green mana, we can return it. For 1 green mana, we can return it to the hand. Then for 1 more green mana, we can recast it. So for next turn, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, the Temple of Malady is going to... Ooh, we got a Sun Titan. We can always rift that back to the hand if we need to. If we need to clear the way, because that's going to be 7, that's going to be 8, and that'll be 9 next turn, which is going to drop them down pretty low. We might. I don't think we can close it out in 1 turn. I was trying to figure out if we could potentially drain our opponent's life total enough with Whip Silk and get in a combat step. We'll see. We'll see what's happening, if they decide to swing in or not. But yeah, with Whip Silk, if you have an Enchantress card draw piece out there, it allows you to return it back to the hand and kind of keep that cast going. I think the Shimmering Wings... Uh-oh. Anguished Unmaking on Imprisoned in the Moon. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to get that going. So now they have Isshin, but no way to swing in. I mean, not swing. They can swing in with their commander, but they can't swing in with Sun Titan, so they're not going to be getting anything out of the graveyard. So let's see what this is. One of the good things about Tatsunari is we're going to be able to make them both unblockable, because they can't stop. We can hop over our opponent's creatures, so that sounds pretty cool. But yes, the blue one is Shimmering Wings, and that allows you to kind of keep that same effect as Whip Silk. So let's see what we draw into. Draw into Prismatic Vista. And yeah, that actually does work out. So let's go and drop in Prismatic Vista. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 total mana right now. We're going to be able to swing in for at least... That's going to be 2 to make them unblockable. That'll be 8, and that'll be a life drain. I still think we need to get in as much damage as we can right now, and then potentially try to Whip Silk next turn. I think that works out. So let's go ahead and go for Can't Be Blocked. And we're going to choose Kimi, so we're going to pay black and then green. Actually, let's do it this way. I think we can still go and... I'm trying to leave up as much green mana as possible, so let's go and crack Prismatic Vista. We're going to grab ourselves a forest, and then let's go for the activation. We're going to choose Kimi. And so we're crewing up, getting the crew going. So both of them are going to be able to swing in, because we want to get this 3 damage in with Kimi if we can. Especially with it being shields down. So let's go and go Whip Silk back to the hand. And then we're going to go for another cast onto Tatsunari. And you can see if we had a card draw Enchanter's piece out here, how nice this would be. We're basically getting a 3-for-1. We got the Kimi trigger, we got the Eutropia trigger entering the battlefield. That's going to be a +1 counter. And then, you know, if we had an Enchanter's card draw piece, we'd be getting some getting some card advantage. So you can see how nice it is with the green activation. And let's go for one more. Pay one more green, return that back to the hand. Let's go ahead and cast it again one more time onto Tatsunari. And you know what? That might be it. Let's see. So it's going to drop him down to 10, and that's going to make it right at 6. Excuse me. And actually, if we do this, so that'll be an 8, because that'll be 6. Either way, that's fine, because that's going to be 6. That's going to be just enough right there. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we're going to put the +1 counter on that. Be able to swing it. Oh, no, excuse me. If we put the +1 counter onto Eutropia, I think that would have been enough. Oh, my goodness. All right. So we're going to go ahead and swing in. Hopefully that didn't mess it up. Yeah, if we put the +1 counter on Eutropia, I thought it didn't matter. And unfortunately, and actually we'll put that on top of their library because we might be able to swing in next turn with that. So, all right, so we go and drop them down to 1. Yeah, that is definitely a misplay on my part. I am sorry about that. If we put the +1 counter on Eutropia, that makes it a 3, can get him for flying. And that'll still be just enough. Okay, a little bit of a misplay on my part on that one. Yeah, POTUS's going to scoop it up on that one. I goofed up. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what happens is we put that last count on Eutropia, and as flying, we're going to be able to swing in. And this is actually my first game I'm playing with Tatsunari, and it's kind of one of those things when you're recording and trying to figure out if you had lethal, and you're trying to figure out if you have enough triggers to make lethal. Your brain does some quick math sometimes, and you're like, yes, that's enough combat damage. And then as soon as I put the +1 counter on there, I missed it. But anyway, good game to our opponent on this one. This is exactly what we want to be doing at Tatsunari. Lock down their commander early with the Imprison in the Moon. Get some nice life drain effect with Kimi, and then use something along the lines of Eutropia to kind of build a threat and swing across. So, not the most explosive Voltron threat out there, but hey, locking down a commander and just getting some nice incremental value over the course of the game. I'll take it. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.